Is getting amazing and more interesting as the hours go by. We're about to get into adulting, and with adulting, this is where we talk all things growing up. Just that moment where you thought, I can't wait when I grow up. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to be like this when I grow up. I remember when I was 15 years old, I remember saying a statement like, by the time I turn 30, I will have this and this and this and this. Now, I was 30 like 10 years ago, and I think I had 2 of the things that I said I was going to have. Now I'm looking back and I'm like, it's a trap. This growing up thing is a trap. If I could turn back the hands of time, I would go back to being 27, and then I'll start fixing my life from there. And then by the time I'm 40, I'm like, what? I never expected it. But you know what? Life doesn't tell you, okay, now I'm about to throw a curveball. Now I'm throwing a spanner. Now it's going to be a roller coaster. No, life just happens, and then you have to wing it. And then before you know it, you're actually able to balance. So one of the things we're talking about with adulting is anger issues, anger management, and how to deal with them before going to bed. So the big question is, can you go to bed angry? And before you start sending through your messages, I want you to remember, if you are someone, a human being that follows the scriptures, yeah, I want you to remember that the Bible says, thou shalt not go to bed angry. Don't let the sun go down on your anger. So before you send your messages and your responses, whether you can go to bed angry as adults, I want you to think about that scripture. But I'm not the one giving the information today. I'm just here to poke, instigate, and just get the conversation started. We got Pastor DKat in studio. Pastor DKat.
Hi, Becky.
How you do?
I'm alright.
You are?
Yep.
Okay, good.
You did?
Good. Are you ready for today's topic?
No.
Why did you go to bed angry?
Yes.
Several
times.
But you're a pastor.
And then I realized I had no bank balance.
How umfundi?
You know, look in the late.
Yes.
So I woke up angry.
So you woke up angry?
You just woke up angry.
So it's okay to wake up angry?
The night becomes longer, man.
It absolutely does. But it's the going to bed angry part. Yeah. So I'll paint a scenario for you, and it's not always your partner that makes you angry and then you end up going to bed angry. For those with children, hey, those blessings can really work your nerve.
Oh yeah. Bundle of joy.
A bundle of joy.
When they are too much abundant.
So yazi ukwate, ubhubhudlu, yazi, and you're just like yazi.
They are more bundled than joy.
Uyangibhora ngiyolala khathesi hambe udlala khanga sukela yangibhora ngayo, slam the door. Then you go to bed.
Yeah.
I can go to bed angry, right?
Fired up.
So it's not like that bad.
You see the word you're using, you said can. You can.
Oh,
you can do all things, but you may not want to.
I can, but I may not want to.
No one will stop you from doing it.
Shoot.
But you may not want to.
Yeah.
Can I please have ice cream? Yes, you can, but you may not. Yes, you can.
English.
You have strength to do it. You have power to stand up.
Can you go to bed angry? Yes, absolutely. You can go to bed
But
angry.
you may not have it because you have no authority over the ice cream in my fridge. So when you ask for ice cream, I'll say, yes, you may have it. So I'm giving you authority to have it.
You're giving me full authority, the permission to do it.
Yes. So the verse that you read says, do not let the sun go down while you are still angry, and do not give the devil a foothold. There's 2 sections there. Don't let the sun go down. Yeah? Why? You let the sun go down, devil foothold. Because the devil operates at night. Like Vampire Diaries, man.
Yeah.
When the sun goes down, zing, 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 zing. Come on, you know the story.
The fangs come
Everything
out.
comes out, yeah?
I look for blood.
Yes. Yeah. What is it about the night? What is it about the night?
Stuff happens at night.
Yeah, stuff happens at night. Things fester at night. Right? So as impossible as it may sound that don't let the sun go down, this is what you should not do. Don't leave things unresolved.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what they are.
Doesn't matter?
No matter how painful they are.
So
there are some things you can park, Becky, and say, I can't solve this today. I'll start again tomorrow. Okay. What did you resolve? I resolved that this can't go on now. Okay. Like a meeting where you guys are on loggerheads. You then say no. this meeting is now becoming a bit too toxic, too heavy. Let's adjourn the meeting for tomorrow.
So after postponing the issue,
yes,
what am I doing with my feelings?
You're in a better space to deal.
Am I?
Yeah. Have you seen what you are when you're hungry and you're trying to deal with your children?
My God.
You're tired. You've been blasted from work.
Yeah.
Or you've been in traffic for such a long. You've had a good day. You just entered traffic, and you've been waiting for such a long time. You're irritable. Then you have to manage the shoes that you meet by the door, the satchel by the door, and then you notice at that random moment that the button of the blazer that you were forced to buy is off. Have you seen how you operate at that level? And have you seen how you operate after a good shower? It's crazy. It's almost like...
They're brand new person.
Yeah.
Just take a bath.
So taking a step back resolves certain issues to a certain extent. Parking issues is also part of resolution. You don't have to deal with everything at the same time. Now, what door are we talking about? That door there that the devil opens. Bitterness. You can be bitter even in your sleep. The word anger, actually, I think in Greek means up, meaning nose.
No.
That's the facial reaction. That's the facial element that you pull when you're angry. There's no one who's angry without pulling their nose. Oh, how crazy is that? Exactly. When you're angry, it's a facial expression that pulls your face. There's no one who's angry like, I'm really angry right now. I am so angry. I am so angry.
Yeah.
We pull our face, meaning that the whole body is employed for your anger. If that's the case, the bitterness is felt by the whole body, your resentment is felt by the whole body, and even spiritual attacks are coming. This is when you see your grandfather coming to you at night, speaking about what happened, about your friends, about what. Because now the devil is operating. You left the door open, man.
So anger opens that door.
If you leave your door open and you go to sleep, bugs, you can't say bugs came into your house. You left the door open.
You left the door open.
So here's this thing that God is saying, don't let the sun go down. Now God is in control of the sun. He's in control of the night. But the devil seems to operate in God's night. And he's saying, you know what? I can't stop him from operating in the night. So I'm saying to you, don't sleep at a time when your body is going to then process what you're doing throughout the whole day. You've been tense the whole day. You've been pulling your face the whole day. It's going to affect the way you sleep. And in that sleeping, the devil is going to rekindle bitterness. For example, going to bed angry is often the first step in emotional separation. Have you noticed that you hate your children sometimes when they do something wrong, and it opens up a new door of favoritism? The kid that makes you angry the most all the time is the one you send less. Is the one you tell yourself, you know what, I'm done.
Absolutely.
You begin, it's not what you want. You're trying to avoid the new problem.
Yeah. Or you're trying to avoid being upset with that child again.
And now you're indirectly favoring the other one. And then when you are gone, they don't like each other no more. Because you taught them that he was better, I was not the best.
See where you've taken this issue.
So your anger about letting the sun go down, unresolved anger gives the devil the key to your heart.
Unresolved anger gives the devil the key to your heart.
So what is unfair is for you, Becky, to come and say to me, I know we fought yesterday, and I know we didn't end up fine. I'm sorry. No. It's not. You don't tell me. You don't tell me how to feel. You don't tell me how to react to your disrespect.
But I'm trying to fix it.
Yes, so allow me to tell you how I feel. Don't say, I think we're fine now. No, we're not fine. Let me speak. When I then speak, you will know where I am.
Okay.
Then there are some things where you have to work hard to regain that trust. You can't just, there are some things you can't just say, now we are good. No, we're not good. There's some things we need to speak about. I need to vent. There's some things that I'm going to have reoccurring thoughts. Some things are so painful that I'm going to stop looking at myself the same way. So when I'm now sleeping, I'm now dancing with the devil himself. So don't cause people to do that. Don't cause your kids to take medicine at night. Don't cause your kids to feel inadequate. Don't cause your spouse to feel inadequate. Don't do stuff you can do, but you may not do.
All right, so maybe in light of trying not to go to bed angry, I want to resolve the issue fast and quick. Is there a way of doing it without seemingly forcing a resolution, like let's fix it now so that I don't go to bed?
You might not get a resolution, but you can start a conversation. You might not even be in a good space to finish the nyaya. There's what we call fighting fair. Fighting fair, you don't say, that's why your mother, you see, that's why your father left your mother and your father's mother's mother. You don't do that. What I told you in my weakest point, you can't use it in an argument.
What I told you at my weakest point?
No. If you use what a man told you in his most vulnerable state as a weapon in an argument, he will never tell you again, and it is done. You'll have your way. If you come and tell me that we grew up sleeping on the floor, and I say, Sha, that bed, that is you must be grateful. I mean, you guys, it's not like you grew up with beds. I know, I told you this, like, don't use what I told you in my vulnerable state. And it's a weapon.
To win the argument.
So we fight fair. And this is how fighting fair is. Becky, you speak, I speak. Becky, there are some things that you think are normal to you, but are not normal to me. Then there's some clarifications that I need. I need these clarifications. I'm saying, so was it once? Was it twice? Do you love
those
her?
questions.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you're a stepmom. There are questions that I have for my dad that have nothing to do with stepmom. Daddy, why did you guys leave mom? Why did you leave mommy? Maybe mommy died when I was young, and now we're married to this one. I want to be able to ask questions without feeling like I'm trying to say I'm not grateful. So it's either the adults are sleeping angry or the children are sleeping angry. But none of them should sleep angry, because that festering is what you get in the action. So sleeping angry disrupts a peaceful mind. You wake up too tired. Becky, have you ever slept angry?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever slept in a situation?
It.
And now your brain matter that is supposed to be charged up for the next day, you never slept past 2 o'clock. You wake up 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And your prayers are the same. They're prayers of war. God, please help me.
Lamentations.
Yeah.
Quoting from the book.
Why? Because you're finding no peace of mind. When you wake up the next day, you're too tired to handle Tuesday. Because it's an extension of Monday.
And also, one of the things that does happen when you are angry is you overthink.
Oh, man.
And then your brain works overtime because you are replaying the scenario over and over.
But you're replaying a scenario that you're not part of. So you are even perfecting what hurt you.
Yes.
Even more than the perpetrator. The perpetrator would have never thought of that. You are now creating with your creativity a nyaya that they would have never thought about it.
Now you're responsible for the whole thing. Now you're carrying it.
It's Becky. You're now saying, so that child went through the window. So they waited for me to leave. And that maybe it was a random thought. Maybe they didn't process it that far.
I was children, it's not that random.
But you now know, you are saying no.
Please.
That
Kids.
phone call.
Yeah.
That phone call when I was in the bathroom should have been that one. Maybe it was a random one.
Why were they whispering?
Why
was he whispering?
Yeah. Because when you whisper, you mean you're talking nyayas.
Yes, why did he walk outside?
And even the way he walked like stubborn.
But don't we judge matters according to how we behave?
Yes, God. Who else are you going to judge matters by? You only know you that much.
Oh, by hearsay?
Yeah, exactly. But even hearsay, you process. And you say, even the way she's looking at me, I could tell that she was looking at me funny. She knew something. You know?
Because normally what happens is, if we're talking, let's say I've got Val and Precious here, and we're talking as girls, and she brings up her opinion about something, then she also brings up her opinion about something. And maybe years later, I go through something with my partner. The first thing that's going to come to my mind is the conversation that I had with Precious and Val about a particular situation, which is similar to what I'm going through. So the first thing that's going to come to my mind is that Val
Yes. Have a heartbreak now and go on to TikTok. The first TikTok you'll see is a man that cheats.
Yes.
Doesn't deserve. I'm telling you, going to have a love relationship right now and it's firing. Going to TikTok, you'll hear, there's bliss, there's this, there's that. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because the devil watches. The devil watches every move that we make. Now, your brain reinforces emotions every night. And it locks them. Your days, movements, everything that you have that happened to you in the day. Now imagine if it was a toxic space. So what you sleep on, you wake up stuck in.
That's the first thing that you actually want to address.
Can I just deviate a bit?
Go on.
Where you die is where you'll wake up when Christ shall come. Whether the first resurrection or the second resurrection.
No, stop it, Master.
You say I'm diverting. I'm saying, hey, all right, let me come back home. But before I come back home, there's a small detour here, Trababulous.
Yes,
just take a young
yes. Go through the interchange.
Where you die in, when Christ shall come, you will complete what you were doing before you died. So if you die in theft, when Christ shall come, whether the first or the second resurrection, whichever one you wake up in, you are going to finish what you were doing. Now he's here. Definitely can't be the first resurrection because that's for the righteous. So you and your Taliban will finish what you were doing.
Hey.
You die in the club, you will finish the gig, but the song would have changed. If you died, well, you're saying, DJ, play number 3. Number 3 shall be played. So where you sleep in is what you wake up in. Becky, are you still here?
I don't know. I think I left. Becky left the chat. What?
So if you take what happened to you and pretend for the sake of your marriage, pretend for the sake of the relationship that you're okay, but your body is saying we are not okay, you are going to process that at night. It's going to show in your actions. You're just going to have this resentment. You love your person, but you hate them for that. You're going to be more stubborn, you'll be more rude. And you're going to find opportunities to be rude, and then you're going to remind them of their sin against you for years. Unresolved pain. My duty is to create an environment for someone else to say their vulnerabilities. Your duty is to tell me your vulnerability. That's healthy. But on the streets here, we're so unhealthy that no one does that.
No,
Sha,
one does that.
don't act like a woman. Sha, you're a man, be tough.
And I hate that statement. Don't
Yes.
act like a woman. What do women do?
Exactly.
Oh.
So in my head, I'm saying, if you sleep like that, the sun touches the horizon and you have not solved what you could have solved, you're going to overthink it, reinforce it, and you're going to be stuck in it for a very long time.
You're tuned into Capital 100.4 FM, Harare's Heartbeat. I'm with Pastor DKat. The name is BeckyK. I'm with you from Mondays to Thursdays from 12 until 3 o'clock. On a Thursday, in the second hour, we do what we call adulting. And in adulting, we talk about all things adulting, being an adult. And today we're talking about anger issues. And the big question is, can you go to bed angry? And Pastor DKat answered us. He said, yes, you can go to bed angry, but it may not be in your best interest. Now let's take a look at the other side of the person who has made you angry. Am I supposed to consider how they are feeling in that moment? Because I'm trying not to go to bed angry. Am I thinking about them at all in my choice of not going to bed angry? Or is it about me?
You always have to consider your part in the problem. What part did you play in the problem? Right? And it depends also. Like, how close are you? Like, how free are you to speak what you need to speak? Are you really